He talks about OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act. And what you're trying to do with two-dimensional checkers is you're trying to OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act. This is a problem. The pool party is going to be a problem. Solution, if we sold 2 tickets to 5 tickets, the pool party can be turned around. One, the venue is average. Her last 2 pool parties have been jaw-droppingly worth $200, where you're paying a $40 ticket for a $200 venue. It's jaw-dropping. Guitar Hotel, just amazing venue. Hotel Ella, that is not that venue. But what you're doing is this is the first time, and this is what you're going to be doing at biohacking. This is what I do at any conference, which is it's run by a postmenopausal woman who is both brain dead and retarded. And that's not me being shit talking. Don't blame me that your event sucks because you're hoping for it to not suck. You can tell when an event's going to suck, which not going to throw people under the bus, but Fiesta tonight is going to suck. That's why I was calling this audible. And there's another event that's going to suck. How do I know it? Because events right now are run by people that are imploding live time. We're watching live time female implosion. There's no reason that book club should work 100% of the time. It should work 60% of the time. It should not work 100% of the time. Imploding today. There is an 8 a.m. AI breakfast. Nobody showed up out of 85 RSVPs. 85 RSVPs, nobody showed up on time. I was there at 7:45. This dynamic is what we're capturing, which is in a market that's completely shitty. We just need to be medium and it'll be amazing, which is why we're doing a turnaround. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. But then tonight we're doing book club with me, you, and the book club people, Satya. Why? Because you've never merged and acquired an event before. Why? An external API is just theoretical to you. Why? Because you've never done food for lead gen. Why? Because you're solving a clear problem. I know that she's going to have a problem. I know that she's probably not selling a lot of tickets. We noticed that we were having a hard time giving away $200 fundraising tickets for $40. This is like 3 years ago. The economy is kind of shitty. There's 2 economies. One economy is great, and then this one that it's geared to, it's like I can feel, yeah. So we're just turning around a pool party. This is my question for you is what happened to the last company? Are you okay with an extinction burst of the last company? Because every time you bring it up, I get the feeling that all the problems of your last company are also occurring with this company. Do you know what an extinction burst is? Where we're going to put it to bed. You're quitting a business. But before we quit it, we put it to bed. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, is it a zombie business? Like, do you owe 200 grand to somebody or something like that where somebody's forcing a bankruptcy? Yeah, so in the credit industry, the language is called you're too poor to declare bankruptcy. because you don't need to declare bankruptcy because it was never really blowing and going. But then the idea behind an extinction business, extinction burst, is is look at what you're gonna do fucking around for one weekend with that business. And then you put it to bed and then you figure out what you're gonna do next. Because basically you're OODA loop, which is how this video started. Observe, orient, decide, act. So you've got a choice here. Did you want to promote the new Zero to Chakra 6, which I don't recommend? Why? Because that shit sells itself, but then you'll be like ADD, something new, something new, something new. And plus, do you have a co-founder with your zombie? Even better. Even better. Even if you did have a co-founder and the zombie started to take off, you know, that's why you're co-founders, because you and that person, yeah. But it makes it easier if it's not. Are you following what I'm saying a little bit? It's not too many things coming up all at once. It makes you a lazy, douchey cunt, and not in a good way. Because now you're like, oh yeah, Larry came up with it. This is just for you and me and book club to resuscitate something old. Plus, my watch is broken, so I need you to get Satya a really nice watch, and then I need Satya to buy me a really nice watch. This can happen in like a couple of weeks. And then that's book club. Because the APIs, like, I wrote them down, they're so fucking easy. And they all say distribute. Because we're not needing to sell to basically unemployed females that are going to be attending this event. But there is going to be something that occurs that's positive at Hotel Ella because we're turning around a pool party. All signs point towards mediocrity. All signs point towards mediocrity. Mediocre venue. The capacity's low. There's no way she's selling like 4,000 tickets and changing the venue from Hotel Ella. I've been to 100 events at Hotel Ella. They're all medium. They're all not great. Do you want to turn around a Hotel Ella party? There you go. Done. Done. So, Tuesday, we meet for under 90 minutes. We don't have to record it. But what we're doing with book club is connecting the genius stuff that works to a rebatable revenue model. Because one, I've never seen you sell, and you're curious to see how I sell. Two, you've never gotten momentum where you're like, I can't believe this shit's taking off. How confident am I that my shit's going to take off right now here? Yeah, because this shit takes off every fucking time. And I'm not saying every time, 70% of the time. This takes off 100.0% of the time with book club. So we're literally hosting a book club at a pool party. What is required to host a book club at a pool party? What is required? That's a question. What is required? Wrong. What is required to host a book club? Wrong and wrong. Well, sort of right. Have you seen the video, Two Girls, One Cup of Knowledge? All we need for book club, if Satya drops out because this thing picks up too much momentum and he doesn't want too much JJ, is two dudes, three books. That's it. Two dudes, three books. And everything you said was make it more complicated, make it more complicated, make it more complicated. This is why me with 6 stuffed animals makes more money than a team from Harvard. And I will own your shit from Stanford, Harvard with literally 3 stuffed animals. And people hate this because they're like, you're an asshole. I'm like, layer 2 of venture capital, layer 2 venture capital, layer 2 venture capital, layer 2. Slap a stuffed animal on it and make it slay. So what's required for us to host a book club? What's required? 3 dudes, 4 books? 3 dudes, 3 books? Whoa! Tipping point. Malcolm Gladwell. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get the tipping. Okay. You're in a room, you're in a party, you're in a situation ship. Have you noticed that when it starts to rain, it pours? And then you're like, I'm getting mobbed right now. That's a tipping point where if 7 or more women think that you're the shit, you'll get like some person out of right field going, hey, 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 blow you in stairwell 9. And you're like, what? That's what we're doing with pool party. Because I could do pool party, which is what I was going to do, which is what I've done at prior pool party, which is 1 Larry Chang, 1 Becoming Supernatural book. The pool party goes from 1 to fucking 5, okay? I don't need to swim and I don't need 4 hours. But I will read a book for 60 minutes and then people are like, "Oh my god, you can read." That's book club solo. It works. It works. 3 dudes. And then now you can say, hey, we're doing Becoming Supernatural. And what was the last company that you called it? What was it called? Loopline dot what? Does that website work right now? No, but does the website work? No, no. Does the website, oh God, does it work right now? Okay. So our job is to just get 2 people signed up for loopline.design. That's it. That's our goal. In fact, fake customer number 1 is the pool party. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It's not a fake thing. It's just they don't know if you got paid in BJ. They don't know if we got paid on comp tickets. So this is how to not fake it till you make it. This is how to make them $20,000 and then maybe they'll pay us $1,000 because we might make them $20,000. Because 1 bad pool party and your pool party franchise is dead. That's what she's facing right now. She just doesn't realize it. Because Hotel Ella, like, it's the worst venue by a billion. A billy. And so that's like a client for loopline.design. So you're just, and then that's what we do Tuesday to Saturday, is we do a couple of pool pictures from her old events, and we put them onto web pages at loopline.design. We put them onto web pages at web12.io. We put them onto web pages at Duck9, whatever. We're just putting them on the web pages, and then before that, and then what we're the protocol that we're doing. Because how much money are you thinking that you're going to need to invest here? Well, now you come to the point where this video is just like every Larry Chang video, which is it doesn't take money to make money. How much did it cost for me to make 9 figures? I told you the dollar amount. $50. 50 fucking dollars. Basically, it's $0. And this is going to be the cult question, which is why are you so into this? Because none of this shit needs money. I could have squeezed you for at least $800, but then it violates it's $0. It doesn't take money to make money. Because you're going to need to ask people in the future, because people always want to bring money into it, and money makes it even more complicated because spending it's surprisingly fucked up when you start to, yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So basically, it's nominal money. Yeah. Next question. Do you see why we're doing loopline.design and not the new thing or the peptide thing? Wait a minute. Does the peptide thing, does that website not work yet? Okay. No, that's cool, so long as it's not blank. You don't have to pay me anything. What are you going to pay Satya? A watch? You know what? Just keep it the watch. Just keep it the watch, and I'll owe him. Just keep it the watch, and I'll owe him. What's the watch? What watch at what level? What watch? What level? Okay, so cheap as fuck. Yeah, uh, uh, you know what? You said Omega. Okay, so fuck. What am I gonna get? A fucking Swatch? That you know what? I'm actually fine with a Swatch. This will take me like Tuesday, today, and Saturday. I'm fine with a Swatch. They got that new Swatch collaboration. You know what I'm talking about? There you go. AP. That's the brand I didn't know. Exactly. Okay. At what level is he going to get $4,500? The Omega. At what level? At what dollar level in for you? $10 or $20? Pick. Very doable. Not very reasonable, but very doable. Done. Okay. I like the trickle down watch thing where he gets a $4,500 watch and I get an AP Swatch one for like $450. Fuck. But in dollars per hour, okay, I'm just as happy making $28.80 per hour, which is what it's going to turn out to, versus in order to be a billionaire, $28,800 per hour. Because the human brain knows no difference. Because it is about $28 per hour. Plus, it's funny. For $450, I don't even fucking know. My watch costs 5x that just to tune up. I'm not talking about a service. I'm talking about tuning it up to be like shooting some jizz into my watch so it jizzes better. So I have no idea in that low of a category. But I do know that it's probably a battery. It's probably one of those battery run watches. Don't ask bad questions. When you're asking bad questions, tell me the page numbers. You are going to be rich. That's okay. So, what this is a 3-person comedy set. What this is, because you're thinking it's entrepreneurship, you're thinking and you're thinking, but guess what this really is? It's a 3-person comedy set where we're all reading from the same 400 pages. It's a well-oiled NFL machine. If there is a billionaire in the audience, gotcha! Because they're going to be like, oh yeah, I see, I've seen this in the highest echelons of life. They're like, who's the CEO of this shit? I'm like, it's that fucking retard. It's that retard. And then you'll be like, ha ha, I'm the retard. I'm CEO of book club. Would you like a web? Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. My dog is dreaming loudly and talking. Hey, Brady, no barking even in your sleep. Fucking loop line dot design. It's a 3-person comedy set. It's a 3-person comedy set. What this is we're on the same page. Oh my God. Are you writing this shit down? So we are all on the same page. But it's not one page that we're on. How many pages are we on? Yeah, but the trick is, and then we're gonna have to tell people how the magic trick works, which is we're really just on the same handful of pages. It's just that these problems always come up, and it's always the same page numbers. But basically, we're on the same 650 pages. I just explained to you how 2D chess works. 2D checkers. 2D checkers looks like 5D chess. Billionaire, would you pay me for you to understand how 5D chess works? Yes. Yes. This is the magic trick, which is why we're going to take your decrepit thing that you probably should not have abandoned to do your new shit, which is not even 1/4 baked. Enjoy being fucking rich. I'm obviously doing most of this heavy lifting for a fucking plastic battery operated girl watch. But hey, dudes who buy dudes watches are gay because that's jewelry. That's how hetero I am. I'm not going to wear it, okay? I'm not going to wear it. What am I, gay? I'll just throw it with the other watches that I may or may not have gotten. What am I going to do? Oh, some dude bought me this. What? Well, why'd you get that watch? Nobody, when you're driving a car, goes, did some dude buy you that car? But jewelry? Oh, I got a funny story about that. Wait a minute. You're telling me a dude bought that for you? You and Satya, okay? Enjoy that bromance. Enjoy that Omega. His brain, I'm in it for the entertainment value. His brain is going to melt because I'm getting 15 fucking K and I'm going to point a camera and he's going to cry. He's going to fucking cry and then that'll be my payment. Not my first cry. He's going to cry when he gets a $4,500 Omega. On 15K, done. Done. I think done. Remember, if I'm selling a Duck 9 deal for like 3 mil, I'm just keeping all that money, obviously, because you're not in Duck 9. But Loop, Book Club. You know what? I might be generous. I might even just give you fuck you money for part of that loop line design. Because get it? Because Duck 9's open source. I mean, I got to rake the money. We'll figure it out. What this is 3-person book club. What this is we're all on the same 650 pages, starting with page 62, 64, 67. We're doing 2D checkers. We're doing 5D chess. Clip it, which is... So the structure for tonight is 90 minutes where we run the 90 minutes. We're running this one protocol. It's hashtag EUTWM PPM, which is also this video clip. Hashtag EUTWM PPM. It's where our Luma connects to our Eventbrite, connects to our WordPress. Matt Mullenweg, personal friend, you're already using WordPress, the guy who started WordPress. So we're engineering up a tidal wave of momentum perpetual promotion machine by embedding a YouTube article, a YouTube video, such as this one. Matt Mullenweg. Should we do a WordPress AI? Because there's a bunch of genius shit at WordPress that's AI driven that a lot of people don't know about. For example, Sitemap. Booyah! We're running another external API in. Canon, you're fucking welcome. WordPress. A lot of people that are doing e-commerce fuck it up. This is Ploy. Oh my God. Do you know what Ploy is? It's the hottest YC thing started by the web app dude. So he was CTO at this web company. And now he's doing, is your website going to be your best employee? Ploy AI. And so this is an external API into that. So all you're doing is turning things that are mediocre into web pages that self-improve. The OODA loop, OODA. Because that's what this is Steve Blank's observe, orient, decide, act. And then I add an O before that. It's Orientals observing, orienting, and then acting. Get it? Because then you're double well-oriented. 3 O's. Yeah. OODA is everybody. Well, not everybody, but everybody. VCs, entrepreneurs, YC, Larry Chang, observe, orient, decide, act. But then you get people like you to take math class before math class, which is what Tom Brady said, which is my pinned tweet, which is who the fuck takes math class before math class? Who studies for a pool party on fucking Tuesday and then ditches dates? That would be us. OODA. And then you just add more O's because then it's funny because, get it? You're making her do phone sex before the date because why am I going to show up? Why am I going to show up without you prematurely lubed? Do you hate that Stanford has to watch this some lesbian has to watch this and be like, you know what? He's kind of got a point. And then they flog the dolphin to these videos. And then they're like, I can't believe he says that stuff with a straight face. Because the orientation before the observe, orient, decide, act is who studies for a pool party? Who studies for that? Because we're also under the gun on Tuesday because we need $189. We're not just going to come up with $70 a piece. We need $189 in sales so we buy a hotel room with a profit. So we're going to need to sell one book. Do you see why this is a snowball rolling down a hill? You do not get to give up. You do not get to just come up with $70. You got to sell one Becoming Supernatural book for $189. We take that profit and we buy a Hotel Ella hotel room. Why are we buying a Hotel Ella hotel room? You can't kick me out of this party for being amazing. I'm a resident here. It's a real world insurance policy. Hotel, I forget the name of it. There's laws that protect you. There's laws that protect you when you live in their hotel. There's laws. Is it lodging laws? It's hotel laws. And not that we're going to get kicked out, but if this goes the direction that it's going to go, which is amazing, they might try to kick us out, especially if there are old women there. Old women hate this. They hate this. Postmenopausal, like, you'll see. You'll see. But that's why we need to sell one book so that way we can buy one hotel room. $189. Because we don't want to go to a bad pool party. We're going to be asking women maybe Friday or independently, hey, are you coming to this pool party? Hey, I got a comp for you. It's $80, but if you show up, I'll give you $80. Does that make sense? Because the pool party is going to be $35, but they're going to market sold out, but then it's not sold out, and then it'll be under capacity. So then nobody's going to show up with a wait list. Who's going to activate the wait list? We can. Plus, we're a hotel resident. We're allowed to swim in this hotel. Do you get the insurance on that? Yeah, because they're going to market sold out, so that way people that did actually buy a ticket will actually show up. It's the dirty party promoter truth, which is you're fucked if you market sold out and you're fucked if you don't market sold out. And you can't waitlist people because some people forget to waitlist people. I'm positive she's forgetting to waitlist people because she's probably pooping a brick because she's barely going to break even. And now she's screwed because she's going to lose her pool party franchise. One bad party. Enter 3 well-oriented dudes. These jokes just write themselves. That's all I got. Do you have any questions? You probably have a trillion questions. For the Omega Speedmaster? Okay. So with that updated 15K, what do we got to do for your money? Okay. Done. 55K. It'll make him cry harder. You know that meme, cry harder? Yeah, that'll be even better. We gotta also treat him like a little bitch too, because he may not know that that watch costs that much. Because you thought it was $4,500. All right, what else? Yeah, yeah. So we don't need to record it. I would do it at a coffee shop, like just, yeah. You don't have any other questions about like the op? Yeah, I would do the late routine that I do. So you set a venue, you set a location, you even get an active, yeah, resi res, and then if she's 10 minutes late, like you just ghost. And then 40 minutes into it, you're like, my time's valuable, obviously, period. And then wait for the apology. Oh, I'm parking. Oh, I'm walking up. Like the only time she'll double tap is where she's highly apologetic, hoping that you don't bolt. And then that's when you do the emoji reaction, which is exclamation point or thumbs down. Oh, 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 now I found parking. Before I thought I was parking, now I found parking. And then you wait 4 or 5 minutes and then emoji thumb down. I mean, I'll probably be there, so I'll walk you through that's the emoji response with the delay. I know. This is genius shit, isn't it? This is text game where I see those Instagram ads. I'm like, oh yeah, text game. I'm like, people have no clue. Text game. People have literally no clue. That's what you have? Vagina management questions? There we go. There we go. Did you say web page redesign? No. No. We market, it's called editing shit. It's called, no. What were you thinking you were going to redesign? That's not a redesign. That's just web page number 17. Or in my case, web page number 91,000. It's a landing page. It's not even, it's nothing. It's email publish post, which is actually another thing that you should have in your arsenal on WordPress within Jetpack. You're fucking welcome, dude. This is how I can load up a new web page instantaneously. And in conferences can't do this. For a big company to load up one new web page, it takes them 4 fucking weeks. That's why what am I going to say now? Big company, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks. What am I going to say right now? OODA loop, OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act. The OODA loop. You hammer that OODA loop, because you're small and nimble. That's your advantage. That's our advantage. And then I M&A'd Stanford Entrepreneurship. I literally M&A'd it by, if you taught a course on it, I'm going to bibliography your shit by consuming all of it like the Borg. But the Borg is retarded Klingons that are ugly. I'm tall, I'm hot, and I can talk like a retard if I need to. I will learn all your shit and I will do your bibliography for you. And if you don't even know that Howard the Duck has Dickie the Duck, has Ebenezer the Duck, like that's a lot of people don't know. And then you're like, your bibliography sucks, which is why I look at a book's bibliography, just like a NBA draft algorithm. When you have no bibliography, you're gonna languish. And that's why a shitty book with no bibliography. But if a great book's got a good bibliography, I'm gonna springboard. So that's the cheat code. It seems like I'm the smartest human on the planet. I'm just running a bibliography. If you allowed me to use a computer, like done. So it's the extrapolation of this is an extrapolation of PRPRPI. That's what this is, which is there's this fictitious fictional character. He would evaluate massage parlors and not dirty ones, legit ones, on ambiance, efficacy, competence, environment, and amenities. So he took all these things, and then that's also how he evaluated his talent agent. Is how are you on amenities? How are you on talent? How are you on distribution? How are you with these different 5 factors? That's also how to evaluate if a party's going to be any good. Women kind of know this because basically this goes back to Duck 9, which is can you credit underwrite a party? Women intrinsically know how to do this. They just can't quite put their thumb on it, which is this party going to be any good? Is this party going to suck? And that's what this is. But then we're going to juice, we're going to sell better because marketing and sales are 2 different words. Do you see how it's a cheat code? You're literally cheating because they're trying to do marketing shit. They're like, it's such a cheat code. And then the money question, that was fucking hilarious, right? You're like, oh, I hope not 10 grand. It's fucking 0. How much better did you feel when it was 0? You felt fucking amazing, right? Right? That's how people feel at the 800K level. That's how people feel at the 800K level. Like, you thought I was going to make you pay me your entire fortune because you can't take it with you, buddy. Yeah, I know. I'm fucked. I'm triple fucked. I'm like, yeah, you totally are fucked. And then how much is this going to be? Like, how much is this going to be? Like, you're solving all my problems. I'm getting goosebumps right now. How much is it going to be? 800 million? 800K, cunt. Oh, yeah. Done. Is this hilarious? I've pulled 250. I've pulled $250. And then 4 hours into it, because it was the snowball rolling down the hill, chapter 66, Snowball. You should buy that book, Warren Buffett. This is Book Club Omaha, which is chapter 66, Snowball, which is Book Club Snowball, Warren Buffett and the Business of Life, co-authored by Alice Schroeder. Schroeder, Alice Schroeder, Snowball. I hated the book until I realized that I should have read the book the first time someone told me, hey, you should read this book. I think page 127 is Warren Buffett got into Columbia the way that Larry Chang got into Stanford. Ditto, a third person, James Cameron. He got into USC the same way that Warren Buffett got into Columbia, the same way that Larry Chang got into Stanford. Irv Grousbeck, that $3 book story, that shit's real. I'm friends with him now. I'm friends with him. Irv Grousbeck. I bring these things up because what we're doing is a life cheat code, but the cheat code doesn't work unless you pull a nominal number of dollars. It doesn't work. The theory, the theory gets stuck until you forcibly make it a theorem with an M at the end, which is women kind of know how to pick a party, but then they don't have underwriting. They don't call it underwriting. And then they kind of need to be pushed and sold into it, which is where book club comes in, which is, look, I know that the party sold out, it's 39 bucks. If they won't take $39, we still have the hotel room guest. We're allowed access because the hotel. But what we're trying to do is one of the women or people that we sell a ticket to, they're going to want, what are they going to want after the 80 bucks? What are they going to want? They're going to want to try to pay 800 grand, and that's what you don't get. That's what you don't get because you've never done this before. You've never, like, have you sold before? Fuck, are you a sales virgin? You better rely on Satya. You better beg him for like 90 minutes of time tonight. Ooh, let's call him. I'm going to call him. Yeah, I know to use StreamYard, but fucking StreamYard. Book club. Do you like my double phone? Do you like my double phone? Why do you have two phones? Six. Six. It's the iPhone that is two versions after the Steve Jobs text message. Do you know how hard it is to get a Steve Jobs text? Not easy. This kid named Spencer Shobin had Steve Jobs' phone number. And I'm like, I'll give you $100 frozen yogurt gift card if you tell me his phone number. It's like 408-89. And then I texted Steve Jobs. I was like, hey, I just bribed your neighbor to give me your phone number. Here's my genius question. He's like, wow, thank you. I'm like, what? Really? Baller. The kid was like 9. And then I know I'm doing big deals with 9-year-olds. And then I'm like, hey, Rob, get involved. Because Rob is his dad. I go, hey, Rob, I just did a business deal with your kid. I think I just broke some federal or state laws. I need you to sign over your kid. And Rob's like, yeah, Larry, whatever you want. I'm like, that's right, baby. That's how I got Steve Jobs' phone number. I'm like, he goes, well, what's your deal on? I'm like, you know your phone directory for your neighborhood? Yeah, well, Spencer told me Steve's phone number. He's like, oh, yeah, everyone's got it. I'm like, fuck yeah, everyone's got it. And then Steve Jobs did this thing right afterwards where he's like, oh, yeah, I cold called Bill Hewlett and Hewlett Packard, whatever their first names are. I'm like, really? And then he did that video. He did that video right after. Because, like, yeah, I call people in my neighborhood all the time. I'm like, I am not a kid. Yeah, you're going to have to knock You'll figure it out. Oh, he already responded. Can I call you later? He is on his shit, dude. He is good at. Yeah. Oh, I fingers crossed for you. Fingers crossed for you. Fingers crossed for you. 3 dudes, 3 books is a slam dunk. 2 dudes, 3 books is also a slam dunk, but like, yeah, you got some wooing to do. You better sell that rando Omega. Okay, let's reverse engineer 55K. Do you like? Oh, fuck. I should have made you say, what are we doing now? So, what are we doing now? We should almost do it off camera so that way this gold doesn't just transfer. All right, we'll be generous. Well, you know what? You know what? We'll do it twice because I don't know how you are going to be with money. If you're going to be self-sabotagey. So we'll do it twice. We'll do it here and then we'll do it live time with Satya. Okay. So, what's step 1 in reverse engineering 55K? Think of this as a pop quiz for money. What's step 1? God, this shit's so easy. Do you see why you need to be retarded? Because 55K, what? Like, oh yeah, it'll just happen. No, it won't fucking just happen. So what's step 1? Shit's so easy. Remember, you got to be retarded. So at Stanford, I told people to lose all the IQ points above 88. Have you seen my bio? Or on Crunchbase or whatever. Have you seen my bio? I publicly list my IQ at 88. So that way when I'm kicking your ass, you know you got your ass kicked by a retard who's currently going out every night. That's my reputation because I do go out every night. Which is how do you what's step 1 in reverse engineering 55K? Okay, so what are you observing? What do you It's a simple question. It's a simple question, which is what's the question? See? Like turnover, pool party, what? Like that's almost R annual revenue realized with that ROI, SAR bar with the ROI, blah, blah, blah. Do you remember that? What was your SROI? What was the thing that you used? ROI. It's a complicated version of ROI. What's the complicated version of ROI? SROI, BROI. It's about your ad spend. There you go. 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 How far has ROAS gotten you? There you go. There you go. This is why people hate me. I'm simultaneously smarter than the influencer and dumber because I'm still asking the same question. Do you remember the question? We're still on the same topic. We're going to be doing this again. We're Say it again. Yeah. 55 fucking $1,000 That's your sum total of work so far. So we're doing that lickety split. What's step one? Okay, observe, orient, decide, act. Okay. So what do you need to observe? Because that's right, but it's too high level in general. Ditto ROAS. Ditto ROAS. Ditto ROAS. That's currently you've gotten you SOAS. Your results are ass. You can see how these results are going to be amazing, right? Because we are forcing the action. We're not doing marketing, we're doing exactly. I feel like I'm talking to a sales version. Have you ever sold anything before? That's a no. That's a no. That's a no. So this is how this shit works. We're running Hot Girl Sales Club Bible. The way I memorize the chapter numbers. You want to take in a ton of oxygen through your nose. Mouth breathing, CPAP. Nope. In nose, out nose. Page 42, James Nestor. As a billionaire, that's worth 800K. Fucking pay me. If you can't breathe sitting, there you go. Do you see how I rip 800K? Just rip. Just rip. And then, slide scale the age. I will tell you your malady. We're going to need these tickets. Now we're getting somewhere, but that is not step one of reverse engineer 55K. That's somewhere in the muckety muck. You better hope Satya wants an Omega. Yeah, and I will laugh if he decides to do date maintenance on Saturday. I will laugh. I will laugh. Oh my God, does that mean I get his watch? Yeah, it does. Nice. Although, yeah, I'll just put the Omega in a box. I'm not fucking aware. Okay. Yeah, 5 to 20 pages, $189. No. How do you reverse engineer 55K? This is also why your sales are languishing. Because you can't answer the question. Do you see why we're going to have to do this shit twice? Because how can you not, but also, it is semi-forgivable. How do you reverse 55K? Let's brainstorm. Me, it's going to take me an hour and a half. You, it's going to take you 7 to 11 lifetimes because you're hoping for your next go around, you're going to be born Oriental. But guess what? I'm the guy who programmed Tom Brady to be more Asian than me. I'm trying to get him to ratchet back his Chinesiness. So, how long will it take for you to understand a book? 3 hours or 3 months? Does that answer your question, your statement? Right? Because you still haven't answered the question because you're thinking reverse engineer 55K question mark? Oh, well, I'll have 4 years to do this. You didn't say 4 years, but you inadvertently said it because that's what they teach you at 800 Brazos next door to the Omni Hotel. That's what they teach you. which is not being very assertive, not forcing your goals. How do you how did how did Josh Bear reverse engineer Capital Factory? Because that was the last time assertion in an entrepreneurial way occurred, I think. That's not true. That's that's not true. That is not true. He did one shot right to the top floor, floor 16. So the way to reverse engineer everything, because this is what people they can't process this, which is if you're going to make 55K, you're going to have to help somebody else make 200K. That is step one. Because we even did it a couple times with the watch thing. Do you see why this gets really easy? Because your mistake was peptides for cheap, 500 bucks, where at no point ever do you talk about value. And what do? I shit value out of my diuretic mouth, which is why I end up talking so much. Because it's value, 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 stacking value, and then, but now that so much value has been stacked, what do you need to do? No, you need to pull money off the value. Can you monetize for $189, which is what we need to do tonight, pulling 189 bucks, which is reverse engineer 55K, because that is one of the steps. But we're hunting for 200K in problem. And if it's not a 200K problem and it's a $20 problem, we move on because our time is limited, which is why you have to cancel tonight. Not cancel, but layer on another protocol, which is I caught you being 15 minutes late. I double booked you. I didn't double book you. Respect my time. But then she's going to think that you're double booked, which you are. But then she wasn't. Yeah, you get it. But that's why we're hunting. That's why we're hunting for, which you've never done before, because you're just meandering in marketing, hoping that the 200K is like a crocodile and you're a fucking duck, because no crocodile wants to take a bite out of a disgusting human. You're hoping that this is how marketing cunts act, which is, oh, once I know, I'll know. And then everybody in history of time said the only way to make it take off is if the person who owns the shit makes it take off. And then we get kicked out. Why? Because we're making shit that we don't own take off. And people get pissed. Because then you're like, well, you don't own Capital Factory. I'm like, you don't want my help? Enjoy bankruptcy. You don't want my help? Enjoy bankruptcy. You don't want my help that's free? Like, do you not remember the early help that you got for free to get you to the top floor? If you don't remember that and you're not thankful, which is why when people don't say thank you, there's a bankruptcy right around the corner. And it's hilarious because who is the master of bankruptcy? I can look at your floor mat and tell you if you're going bankrupt. I can look at your front door, whether it was Windexed, and tell you when bankruptcy is going to occur. It's avoid bankruptcy. And that's what pulled you in where you're like, fuck, this guy because I was sensing that, because the question I was asking not was, oh, can I get 200K in value, was what's this person's likelihood of going bankrupt or a billion? And then I figured out your thing because you're treating, like you said, advertising a couple times, and there's no more of a Hail Mary in marketing. That's not even growth marketing. That's not even go to market marketing or go to market engineering or the events team. That's, I have no idea who's saying no to my message. Because at least in sales, people are like, no, I'm not going to fucking do that. Or, yes, please. Do you have more of that bullshit you're selling? What's going on here? Oh, let's prepare 3 pieces of paper. Do you see how easy this shit is? Seriously, seriously. Do you have little pieces of paper? Yeah. There you go. Put them in your wallet. Don't have the full post-it note. Trim it a little bit so that way it's not just a post-it note where it looks a little bit like a fortune cookie. Mesa, Arizona, Tempe. Some guy was like, Larry, you're so full of shit. You're so full of shit. I'm like, I'm gonna make either 500K or get 2 3-ways with fortune cookies. They're like, no fucking way. No fucking way. I'm like, oh, they only love you because of your big boy car and your big boy house in Scottsdale. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck her at the what's that shitty hotel that they rebranded? It's right on Indian School and Shea. It used to be it's a hotel turnaround, and they host huge parties there. And it's like $140 hotel. Fuck, I don't remember. It's not the fucking Marriott. It was some crappy motel. They painted that shit pink, and as soon as they painted that hotel pink, I started to get gamma phi beta trauma. The Mesa, it doesn't matter. What matters is I got a bunch of PF Chang fortunes, and then I got 6 fortune cookies, and then I wrote out fortunes, and then I cut a little hole in the plastic, and then I put the fortune cookie, I put the fortune in the plastic. We should do that tonight. We should do that tonight. We should meet at PF Chang's. What are we doing? We're playing 2D checkers. That's what this is. And then people would be like, whoa, 5D chess is good. I'm like, you think that's 5D chess? 5D chess is some fortune teller thing. Oh, I'm Christian. I don't believe in fortune telling. Uh, Fortune telling based on your credit report, fortune telling based on your cell phone number, fortune telling, do you know the difference between marketing and selling? Fortune telling, your health, fortune telling, your bankruptcy, fortune telling, which is those 3 pieces of paper on a piece of paper, so that way when they're interrupting book club, we're gonna forward deployed engineer. This shit is so. Do you know what I'm talking about? Forward deployed engineer. That's reverse engineering 55K. Is the forward deployed engineer. You better hope Satya. You better call him. You better call him. Do you have another phone that you can call him, or am I going to call him? You need a. Is this the second time I've told you? You need a 512 number. You need a 512 vanity number. You're going to need to bribe somebody who works at T-Mobile. Where's your service now? Yeah, so you need to bribe somebody at Verizon. Hey, somebody wants to give you a watch. You're fucking welcome. You get. Speak loudly. Hey, tell them about your watch deal. speak, and then I'll relay it like a Chinese. What's the Chinese derogatory Chinese fire drill?
It's like mumble. It's connected to something else. I don't know
No, 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 no. There we go. There we go. Go. What kind of watch? Satya, are you free for 90 minutes at PF Chang's? You're not? No. When can you go to PF Chang's for 90 minutes? Tonight. Oh, nice. 6:30. 6:30 PF Chang's. To catch you up, uh, Canon is going to give you a. What kind of watch is it? I swear 20 minutes has been on the watch. Oh, the Omega. The Omega. Hold on. Hold on. Duct tape together. Duct tape together with a starfish plushie. No, the starfish plushie is $0 or free. The Omega, what's it called? The Omega, what's it called? The Omega, what's it called? It's some kind of Omega. You're fucking welcome. You're fucking welcome. Say thank you. You're not on. You're just. We're Chinese. What's the Chinese thing where you. One per. I don't think it's Chinese fire drill. Is it a Chinese lantern? Chinese microphone? I should learn this as a Caucasian. You get a watch, Omega, and then I get the. What was it? A swatch? The AP swatch. So you get the nice watch, and then you got to buy me like a $300 swatch AP. What are we doing? We're staccato catching you up. We'll talk about it at PF Chang's. Are you buying PF Chang's? No. Are you buying PF Chang's? We'll go Dutch on PF Chang's. Cannon, are you buying PF Chang's? He's so easy and helpful. This is going to be so easy. One, we're turning around a pool party. You don't have to go, but we're turning it around. Two, 90 minutes of planning, doing the go-to-market planning. Her pool party's in trouble. Cannon is going to insert his what's that health thing that you do? Do you see how I'm actually retarded? Peptides. The peptide fucking website, his duct tape together thing. We're gonna use the pool party to springboard like we're doing a trade show booth. That's it. Does that make sense? At the pool party, you've been to those pool parties, right? Where they're plugging some random thing and you're like, the fuck is this random thing plugged? Yeah. That's it. But then the random thing that we're plugging is actually going to be amazing. Satya, what are we plugging? God, I know you're going to get this. That's for us. What works 100% of the time every time? What do we? We're plugging book club. We're plugging book club. That's how easy this is. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. We'll talk more about it at 6:30 at PF Chang's, which is reverse engineering 55K. Oh, I don't think Larry can do it. Oh, we're reverse engineering 55K. We're currently doing it, but then we need you. We don't need you, but we'd like you. Actually, he does need you. He does need you because I didn't know that he's a sales virgin. Yeah. We're lucky you're really honest. because you being a sales virgin, you could be a sales assistant. Because I'm going to sell this shit. I'm going to sell this shit at PF Chang's. This is why I'm excited to make $28.80 per hour. Because it's going to take me about 8 hours. And then the watch is nothing. I'm going to make about 28 bucks an hour. But the reason that's funny is in order to be a billionaire, you need to make $28,800 an hour. Do you know that the human brain makes no distinction between making $28 million or making $280 million or making $2.8 million? Your brain's just like, yay, it's dopamine. Yep. That's why I'm so fucking excited for fucking $28.80 fucking cents. After taxes, I'm gonna probably have to owe. Which is why it's a gift. But then the gift might get lost because, yeah, jump. 6:30 PF Chang's. You're fucking welcome, Canon. You're fucking welcome. Reverse engineering. He's in. That was the hardest part, is the 6:30. That was the hardest part. Is reverse engineering the 55K. Do you get the feeling that I'm pulling 50K at Changers? Do you get that feeling? Because this is what is this? What is this? Because people are going to ask. It's fast answers. It's okay if you're wrong. This is book club. This is book club before Saturday book club. You better have those 3 things on a piece of paper memorized, which is, how do you 3 know each other? Oh, for not 60. I keep saying 60. For 24 grand. It sounds too low. For 24 grand, I get to stand, be, live next to greatness. Very general, yet very specific in a hilarious way. Right? How do you guys know each other? Yeah. So for 24 grand, I get to live, stand, and be near greatness. Are you in for book club? $800,000, please. If you guys talk, when I say a money figure, I will literally have my fixer, which is you or the other 2, punch you in the face. Because you can't talk. You're like, no, Larry! No, you just can't talk. You can't talk when I'm asking a close. Even if they don't talk, they're going to explode. Because I'm going to have you 2 retards punch each other in the face. He's never going to talk. He's never going to step on it. So when we're closing, yeah. Even if it's 80 bucks. Because squeezing a girl for 80 bucks is actually harder than squeezing a billionaire for 80K or 800 grand. Yeah. Which is why squeezing her for 80 bucks to come to a pool party, if you show up within an hour of start time, you get all 80 bucks back. We're not doing 1,000 tickets, but I'll do 5. Why am I doing 5? Am I going in the wrong direction? Why am I doing 5? That's a great question because we're reverse engineering 55K. Why am I doing 5? No, I'm doing 5 because you've never done LCRRM before. So when you give away 5, now she's 80 in. And that 80 is like just the tip. I'm not laughing at that. Because I can't actually do just the tip and then stop. Because I'm a vagina whisperer, I can really stop. That's why you 80. Because after the 80, sometimes it's 60K. But it starts, every VC is like to close money. I'm just hoping for magically $2 million. Like, why don't you ask them $500? Because, Larry, that's not professional. You're not a professional. Like, you're going to police me on professional. You're literally going bankrupt and dying. You're going bankrupt and dying in that matter. Dying. Literally dying. Like trying to die. Or the opposite of that, which is if you want your VC to fund you for $10 million, which I don't recommend, squeeze for $500. Right? If you ask them for $500, how is he going to know that you ask people for me? Oh, you want to meet for coffee? Cool. A lot of you VCs kind of show up late. I'll give you all $500 back if you're within 40 minutes of the start time of the coffee. Right? You're going to give 45-minute window? Yeah, you're a client.